education at UP, and we have been given the unique opportunity to design and implement an new honors course in the Faculty of Education. So I want to share actually what we are doing there at the moment, and hopefully it could give you insight in the way we are working, and hopefully stimulate innovative ideas, and also I hope it could improve some practice. I'll give some opportunities for questions after each topic. So firstly, I want to give you some background for you to understand what we are currently doing and what we are going to do, and why we are deciding to change what we are doing. So we are currently providing an honors course in education management and law, and this is basically we provide the students with printed material through the post. So we provide textbooks as well as other material through the post. Then another important part of the program is we have contact classes or sessions with the students, a long and a short one. The short one is basically introduction to all the modules that they will do during the course. Oh, sorry, what's happening here? Okay, and the longer one is more from academic in nature. Okay, distance education at UP attained higher throughput rates than the national average. There you can see at 48%. This is not something I want to boast about, but just to indicate that there are definitely room for improvements. And our ongoing monitoring showed us that only 30% of the students attend the short contact session, and 37% attend the long contact sessions that we have with the students. This is just to illustrate how we are working at distance education. So we work in blocks. So our first block in this year will start in October 2016. And then the second block will start in April 2017. But we have new intakes of students in each block. So we will have new students in April 2017 as well. And this is just a typical cycle. So they have an assessment there, a long contact session, and another assessment, and then the examination in October 2016. So we are currently phasing out this management and law course. Okay, so what's the aim of our new approach? Is to move some of the study time from the face-to-face contact environment to a more online structured activity-based approach environment. And we do this to get all the registered students actively engaged, and also to create opportunities for peer collaborative and cooperative learning. Okay, any questions regarding what I said now? Okay, so this is a quite important part for us, our new model. Yes. Okay, so what we want them to do online is, let's say through discussions, is to collaborate in discussions, to communicate with each other there, discuss themes, topics, concepts, things they struggle with there, and hopefully they could learn in that process as well. Does that answer your question? Okay. Okay, so our mode of delivery places the new program into the internet-dependent quadrant envisaged for the 2014 in the 2014 distance education policy document for South African universities. Okay, we have a blended approach. So we're not taking away some of the things we know works very well in the current model. So we still have a continuous enrollment process. We still provide the students with printed material. We added online activities, and we still have contact sessions with them. The continuous enrollment, students can enroll any time during the year. We don't restrict them on that, but they will start in either the October block or April block. Flexible rollovers, I'm going to use an example here. There are two important assignments in each of the blocks, or each of the modules in the blocks. So if they didn't complete one or either of the assignments, they get rolled over to the next block automatically, where there's a new intake of students, and they will start from scratch with those students until they have finished or completed the two assignments and they are eligible to write examinations. And we are still going to use an SMS system to communicate information with the students. We find that that works very well in our current model, where a lot of the students don't have access to the internet. Places like Lusikisiki, which is quite rural. Printed material, we are going to provide them still with textbooks, learning guides, and readers. So we have three important contact sessions with them. We have our first contact session will provide the students with ICT orientation, specifically to show them how Blackboard works, because this is an integral part of our new model. Then we will have a second contact session which will focus on the introduction of modules again. And we will have a third contact session just before the examinations, which will prepare them for the examination or either the summative assessment that will take place. Some of our modules won't have an examination, and therefore there's a series of assignments that should be completed. Any questions? Okay, the uniqueness of our model, we believe, lies in the online activities, or actually the structuring of the online activities on Blackboard. Okay, so we believe that a learning pathway is very important, and is actually the key online focus area which we consider as important for meaningful online learning to take place. So we are going to follow an activity-based approach, and we feel that that's the most effective method that we can incorporate into Blackboard, which will improve the meaningful online learning. Then we are going to make use of the adaptive release tool in Blackboard quite extensively. Should I explain this? Is this okay? Okay, the adaptive release tool will release certain content based on a membership or grades, and there's a review one as well, or maybe an attempt. So what we want from the students is actually to attempt the activities before they will get access to the assignments, the formative assignments. Okay, and then it's quite important for us to for activities to advance on each other. It has to have meaning before you get to the formative assessments or examinations. Okay, so currently we are providing assistance to lecturers or academics to structure their online activities in this way. So the activity needs to have a clear purpose. So the student needs to understand what he specifically needs to do in that activity. It needs to indicate the time as well it will take to complete the activity, offline and online. We felt that that resources should be compiled or put together in one place where a student can view which resources he needs to use in this activity, especially if you use more than one, like a YouTube video and an article and so forth. Then the task or the instruction should be very clear and logically as well, structured. And then you need to indicate to students what feedback you will give to them. Okay, so we ask our lecturers to keep the following in mind when planning an activity, and we see this is quite important as well. Students on Blackboard will be clustered into groups of 25, and one e-tutor will be allocated to one of those groups. Okay, and the e-tutor can perform different functions in Blackboard as well. The main function for the e-tutor is to be a facilitator, but he can also be a marker. Most of our assignments will be marked online, and some of the examinations as well, which takes maybe a assignment approach. But they could be presenters as well, so they could perform 3 different functions. So our e-tutors will only have 5 hours available per week to interact with students. So for us, there's an opportunity cost between maybe marking and engaging with your students. So a lecturer should contemplate how they will use their e-tutors in that week or in that activity. Okay, then another important thing is consider whether your assignment should count towards a formative assessment mark. Students can assess themselves using a rubric on ClickUp very easily. And you should decide if your formative assessment should count towards the first or the second assignment as well. There will always be issues with bandwidth. So our lecturers should decide how much time should a student spend online. And we feel it's best to create an activity which could be done online and offline. An example there is download an article online, read it offline, and go to discussion online, post something there and interact with students. So there's offline and online components. Okay, here's an example of what a lecturer did. You can see there that the time and the purpose is indicated. Do you want to read? Should I continue? Yeah. The task and the instructions are clear and in a logical way as well. And then feedback, the lecturer indicates how he will give feedback. Now, on that feedback part, we feel that it's not necessary for facilitators to give feedback in each activity. Students can also get feedback from other students by accessing a discussion. But they have to post something. So we are using that tool that they have to post something in that discussion before the discussion opens, before they can see the rest of the students' answers or conversations. Okay, so at least 3 kinds of activities should support a theme or topic. So we feel it's best to structure a topic like this. To have an introductory activity, to link what the student, or we assume the student would know, to what we actually want them to learn. And this could lead then to one or more developmental activities, providing an opportunity, and those developmental activities will provide opportunities for students to master key concepts and make connections between theory and practice. And then you will have, at the end, a consolidating activity that provides an opportunity to bring all the learning that took place in that topic together and then apply it according to the learning outcomes that you want to achieve in that topic. Okay, and it would be ideal if these activities could build on each other towards the formative assessment or the examinations taking place. Okay, we have definitely encountered, first, any questions? We have definitely encountered many challenges in developing and implementing this program. I've only mentioned two here. We have a research component, so all honors courses are or needs to have, according to policy, CHE policy needs to have a research component. And because of this research learning pathway and the need to support online tutorial groups, the program will be offered in a semi-synchronous way, which is not a bad thing. But the learning path, the research component and the learning pathway of the research component makes it not difficult, but there's some hurdles. Then the feedback on assessment is always a critical component in distance education. Ticking and counting the ticks won't work in this component. So it will be necessary to provide constructive feedback on the accuracy and appropriateness of online discourse, the mastery of key concepts, and also the ability to create and follow through on an argument. So that is very important. There's still some questions that we haven't answered yet, and so the first one is with access. Although the students are required to indicate if they have access to a computer, that's one of the requirements, and they have access to the internet. If they don't have, they can't enroll for the program. And we don't like to discriminate in that way against the student, but because it's offered in a semi-synchronous way, we need to ensure that the student will be successful in this course, and that's why we have that as a requirement. So a student can indicate that he does have access, but will we really know if he has access? So that's something we struggle with. We still need to figure out how we are going to deal with a place like Lusikisiki in a rural area, how we will provide access to students there. And one thing that we were thinking of is going to Lusikisiki and identifying places where there are access and where students can go to get access. And then bandwidth is always a problem, like I mentioned earlier. Will they have enough access to the internet to complete whatever they need to do online? So students need to be more or less online for 3 hours a week, and the rest will take place offline. Okay. Does it give you an idea what we are aiming at and what we want to do and how we want to structure it? Okay. Any other questions? Yes, Marius. Yes. It could, definitely. Yeah, definitely. We could do that, yes. It could maybe be the consolidating activity as well, maybe. Or maybe combining them, yes, definitely. I haven't thought about it, yes. Yes.
I was just looking at your activities, and I really like the idea of learning through activity, but I was just trying to look at the example you gave, and I was trying to see if Bloom's taxonomy was being used in those activities. The one that I saw, I couldn't see that.
Yeah, that's an academic matter, while I'm just a learning designer. But yes, hopefully it would. Hopefully it would incorporate Bloom. No, definitely. I agree with you. Yes, yes, that can. Yeah, we've got a new manager in our unit, Tony Mays. Yeah, and he's very sufficient in what he is doing. So what he is actually doing is he's taking the learning guide of each of the academics and he's really reshaping it and redoing it in a way that hopefully will incorporate Bloom as well. Yeah. Yes, sister. Yes. Yeah. 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 Yes, definitely. Yeah. I think we mentioned in some guides as well that they have the what they want to post online, they have to compile it offline and uh, copy and paste it online, and so that they don't spend too much time online as well. Yes. Yes. Yeah. 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 Yes, we try to stick to what's currently going on in the contact because the same program is running in a contact mode as well. So we're trying to replicate what's going on in the contact mode as well, and not move too far away from that. We're trying our best to do that. Yeah, definitely, definitely. We're working very close to all the academics. So uh, yes, 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 yes. And that's also communicated to the students, and in the study guide or learning guide as well. Yes, 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 yeah, yeah. Definitely not synchronous online. Uh, yeah, yeah, definitely, yeah, definitely asynchronous. Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Hopefully they will. We will give them more or less. I don't want to say. I don't want to put a time to it, but a week or so to complete an activity where they have to read through something and go to a discussion and post it, to give them enough time there to complete the activity and to read through what others have posted as well. Yes, it's all that we can afford at the moment. Yeah, there's financial issues. So yes, that's the maximum that we can ask from UP at the moment from a financial point of view. Unfortunately, we would like more, but we don't have the budget for it. Yes. Yes, I haven't mentioned that we have a call center currently that deals with inquiries from students. So a student can phone them and ask whatever. So we are planning to train the call center to deal with technical issues as well. Yes. Anything else? Yes. No. Yes. Yes. That's a very difficult thing, and we will try to determine that. So, like I said earlier, we don't want to exclude students on the basis of that, but we will try to determine that in our ICT training. So, it will have a blackboard component, but it will also have another small part of teaching the students some skills on maybe how to use Word or yeah. We still need to contemplate that. But the new policy on teacher education qualifications stipulates that a student needs to have a level 4, and it's very vague, a level 4 computer literacy skills. And I think they refer back to the CETA and what they require there. It's very vague, but they need the skills and they need to be able to show that they have the skills before they are eligible to enroll for one of these courses. And that's new policy. Okay. Yes. Um, very positive feedback from them. I think we hope to get a younger generation student. Our target market at the moment is students between the ages of 35 and 55. And a lot of them comes from rural areas. So we hope that because it's an honors course and with the new requirements that we will get a better type of student to enroll for this course. Yes, yes, definitely. I hope so as well. Yes. Yeah. 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 Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. 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 We have got inquiries in the last week from over 100, and hundreds doesn't seem a lot, but over 100 students that only have a normal B.Ed degree that wants to advance to an honors. They they are young, they are excited, and they want to engage. So it's quite exciting. Dolph?
stipulated prerequisites
Yeah.
from a student perspective that needs to be in place.
Yeah.
The one comment. The second one is, yes, it may contribute to exclusion. But back to what Vincent said, we've done some case studies in rural areas and across the board. There was an overwhelming, yes, we need this and we will be willing
Yes.
to make provision to access this.
Yeah.
And there was even kind of dissatisfaction about why is this only now, why not before?
Yeah. Yes, last one. I hope so, really. We hope so. Thank you very much, Juan. I assume this will be available to everyone.